Hello there everyone, and welcome back to more Total Warhammer multiplayer. It's really hard for me to gauge how well I did with Empire last time, despite my focus with them. And even then, dwarves have been a little problematic, and the losses with my High Elf team have been annoying, but I want to believe there's progress being made. It's just a question of just how often can I play this game to truly actually make progress, to actually learn this game. For I don't think streaming once a week is ideal, but I have made a new variation of this army, at least the Empire army, and I'm going to get a little bit out of my comfort zone in dedicating in a wizard for my lord. Although, I kind of already did this with the lizardmen to a vague extent, as I, after all, do have a Slan leading that army, although I kind of veered away from that in time. I like my combat lords, I like my support lords. Not so much someone who could die really easily, especially in the case of Balthazar. He has no actual armor to him, I believe. Well, he does have a tiny bit of armor, but I think part of that might be due to his Pegasus. Yeah, his mount is a lot of the reason why he has that armor. Otherwise, he would kind of be very fragile, and what I ultimately have in mind with him is just a single spell in Final Transmutation. I don't know how effective this truly is, but considering how expensive it is, I suppose this is a good way to just be a one-note wizard. Although, there are some uses with Searing Doom and a couple of buffs that could be pretty effective as well. It's just really hard to see the overcast effect to know what I'm getting myself into. Unless I check here, area effect. Okay, yeah. If nothing else, the whole idea of branching out into different wizards is to slowly learn more of the spells. Although in the case of orcs, it's some of those unique trees or lores like the vampires and their dang undead spells. I'm probably going to have to dip my toe into them a little bit if I really want to understand the wide arrays of spells that I can go up against. And at least that way, I'm not going to fly blindly into my doom, basically. Especially in the case of if they have any snare abilities and try and root my lords in place. That would be a perfect example. But either way, I don't think I'm going to play with Balthazar every time, as that's going to rely heavily on who my opponent is and how I feel his spells are going to be against my adversary. Since I think Final Transmutation itself probably relies heavily on a big big expensive line of units, as trying to use them on cavalry is going to be a little hit or miss with their mobility. Just a tiny bit. But we will see. And right off the bat, possibly Bretonnians, possibly. And I'm trying to remember what this layout is exactly. Just one slope there, and a little bit of obstruction on the side. I want to believe this is top versus bottom. I think I know what this map is. Oh, you're Wood Elves. Wood Elves in a non-wood map. Now, this does make me want to change my strategy a little bit. For Wood Elves they're all about doing damage and they can't really take damage. Which probably means I want range as well, or something incredibly mobile, which I don't know how easy that would be to do. I don't think I want artillery though, with that said. But pistoliers can be pretty good. Because again, oh, did I forget to close the windows? I apologize. No, I did close the window, it's just really loud traffic outside. And rooting people in place can be pretty good here. But I don't think there's going to be very much armor, I think. This would be my second time playing against Wood Elves. I honestly don't know what to expect. And I'm unsure what would be a good choice in that regard. I do want Pistoliers though. I think they could do well, and they have the mobility to kind of be a burden. And then I have the do I go with 2 squads of Demigriffs though? And I do need fire too, which is gonna be ideal. Alright. Oh, geez. That must have been a breeze closing the door or something. Alright, I'm getting all sorts of distracted. And if my opponent raises up, this will be a bit of a problem. Like right now. Do I go with all 3 spells? And I have 1,000 gold left, so let's keep that in mind. For all the stuff that could go on. What about you? You could be good against tree men. And I want more range units ideally. Maybe not 4. Not unless they're more skirmishers in the pistoliers. I think this might be okay. It might be. I'm just not familiar with the Bright Wizard. All I know is they have flammable units in the Treemen. Whether this is an overcommit is a different story. As I don't have other ways to deal with their high armor or magical resistance in that case. I don't think they actually regenerate though. It's just a way to counteract their armor and durability to an extent. Especially with me adding additional fire damage or modifier on them. This is just an odd map for Wood Elves, with that said. I don't know if this is the right choice for my opponent, but the advantage is still probably theirs just due to the fact I have very little idea what I'm up against. The first time I even played against Wood Elves, I had no idea what those icons even meant if I were serious. Normally, that's how I've been judging my actions a lot of the time. Just being able to tell which are regular linemen, which are spears, what are the archers, the armor-piercing units. Everything like that was based on icons, but that one time I went up against the Wood Elves, I didn't even know those were Dryads or Treekin, or what the heck they were. Either way, I think this could be pretty good. It's just a question on how aggressive do I get? And no, I'm not planning on putting them over there next to the trees. I just am very aware of their strengths in the woods, though.
What do you think? Swordsman!
The only thing I worry about is I might have to go over there. Just because these tents are in the way. This is a little more conservative, this is a little bit better. And I don't even think I need the great swords in here, but I have them regardless. Actually, great swords could just hang in back just in case. You guys go there. Look for opportunities, and pistoliers just roam around, and ideally, I think I want the pistoliers just protect my flank. They're the most mobile unit I have. And if there's anything trying to backdoor me, that would be a good way to harass them. Maybe. Although this is also my first match of the day, which probably just means my obligatory loss is due to happen here. And as a result, I want to make a special note on just trying to learn the nuances of our Wood Elf. Why are you not grouping?
Crossbows ready, General! For Heldenhammer!
Weird.
Send us out!
I don't know why you're not grouping.
Crossbowmen!
I want to change the group essentially, but I don't understand what's going on here. Oh well, I have an easy solution, I guess.
Crossbows ready, General. We are Sigmar's
It's just
heirs.
being really stubborn when I try and group them together and then try and separate the crossbowmen is what the issue was. Since I think I'm going to be using the pistoliers a lot more than the crossbowmen, and I use group 5 a lot more for my more involved type of range units. Although, yeah, I don't actually need to be down here. With that said, since there's not really an easy way for him to deploy on this side, is there? I'm expecting him to deploy over into the woods. That's kind of a given.
Yes, my lord. Now! General!
Yeah. Glade Lord there. Eagle.
Yes, General.
I'm doing a lot of damage to these guys and I like it.
Demigryph Knights. Taking position.
Gotta be very careful, these guys are spear units.
Prepare for combat. No lingering. Roar!
And these guys are also not armored,
Yes, General. Strike them down.
so let's cripple them and... Okay, a lot of their units are hitting too, or at least they were behind a hill, I guess, to be fair.
Swords. We are Sigmar's heirs. Yes, my lord. Take position. Pistoliers. Fighting range, sir. Prepare for combat.
Alright, gotta keep these guys... Let's see, crossbowmen? Oh, I thought I told them to attack the griffin, but... That is still pretty good damage so long as the crossbowmen survive.
Swords. For the Empire. General.
Up, stag riders.
Formation. March. Charge. This is my command.
Oh, they're actually archers too, I didn't realize that.
To me, men. Go. Go. Quick march. Yes, sir. Quick march. Demigryph Knights. Crossbowmen.
Alright, crossbowmen, you go over there. The griffin is dealt with for the time being.
Pistoliers.
Although I do have my pistoliers incredibly grouped up, I won't lie.
By Ulrich
And that's probably going to be really important if they're going to start shooting at me too.
Pistoliers. Take the ground. Ready. Quick march.
Can we do damage to these guys? Because they're going to hurt like hell.
Sigma preserve it.
And are these ethereal? No, they're just great stag knights. Not as terrifying as they could be at the moment.
Sigma holds. Yes, sir. Quickly.
Pistoliers took a lot of damage, but I think they're worth their weight in gold. Arguably. Now kill this griffin.
Glow hot. Get them. Yes, General.
Okay, and they have two great eagles, okay.
Sigma.
And these guys do have shields, they're just not spearmen. It's a bit of a silly exchange. Especially how spread out I am. I would like to hurt these stag knights right now, but...
Now. Sigma calls. Demigryph Knights. Sigma calls. Sigma.
Alright, get everyone back. I like to think that was a good exchange. Because those skirmishers aren't going to do much after a while.
Friends. For the Warhammer.
And these guys don't have a lot of armor. I would like to hurt them.
Yes. For Heldenhammer.
Now I just need to get my formation established properly.
Swordsman. My subjects call. Take the ground. Attack.
Pistoliers, do your thing.
For the
They're almost out of ammo, and I think I'm in relatively good shape. I just don't know how my swordsmen are doing way back there.
Send us out! In the name of the twin-tailed comet! Formation march!
Yeah, and their spear riders have been crippled heavily. I think that's a big blow that I can take advantage of, but
For battle!
poison's annoying.
Kindle flame!
I don't know anything what the Sisters of the Thorn even are, if I'm honest.
Demigryph Knights! Moving now!
But so long as I can keep shooting them, that is fine.
Take the ground! For the Emperor!
And these swordmen are doing work. I will happily take that.
Formation march! Swordsmen, prepare for combat! Cavalry, ready! For France! Get them!
Yeah, they're almost out of ammo. I just gotta scare them off a bit.
Demigryph Knights!
Even if they are skirmishers. I got the armor to justify these hits a bit. Ember Spear, that missed, thankfully. Dodged a lot of those shots.
Crossbowmen, in the name of the twin-tailed comet!
You swordmen did good. Come on back and claim your reward. And Griffin's also crushed.
Pistoliers!
I just gotta make sure I'm shooting at units that don't have good armor for my pistoliers.
Speed!
Speaking of which, my pistoliers are running out of ammo.
Ready to serve! Summon fire!
Are you not on a mount? I would love to punish you.
For skull splitter!
Although my formation is awful right at the moment, and I need to fix that. I don't know what kind of spell this is. Oh, just damage over time.
To me, men! To arms I channel fire!
This is probably a mistake. I'm just realizing, but
No lingering! Get them!
can we make it worth it? A little bit.
Go! To battle! The Empire endures! Pistoliers! Vital Marats! Prepare for combat!
Not much to really say. Besides, I gotta get my formation fixed up
Taking position! Ready!
and try and keep my mobile units ready for the archers.
March! Quickly!
As I think this is a good opportunity for the pistoliers to go after. Never mind. My demigryphs are getting wrecked at the moment. Alright. Take these attacks, ideally. And if possible, just run down their archers. I wonder if they're still on skirmisher mode, with that said.
Take the ground! Quick march! Burn everything!
Nope, never mind. These guys are just getting wrecked right now.
Call France!
But
For Heldenheim!
I will. What do I need to do? Just deal with the Lord in that, while disrupting these guys best I can.
Crossbows ready!
Which is ideally what these pistoliers were supposed to do, but they're getting wrecked right now.
Moving now! Loaded, sir! Seeking enemy! Secret! Withdraw!
I want to kill that Lord while I have an opportunity. Not much I could do about the Ember Lord, or Ember Beast.
Great swords!
But killing the Lord will be a good deterrent if I can rout him. Just call everyone back.
Formation
And what is the range? 170. They got quite some range, but I'm safe now. Now I just gotta figure out how can I best disrupt these guys. Because I think most of my units are gonna break before I even get in melee with my close range units. But if I can kill the Emperor... Okay, they're all gone. Perfect. I have lots of archers, I have lots of weapons myself, but they have silver shields. Which is what I am worried about.
Take the ground! Formation, march! Sigma, preserve us!
I can't just stay here and take the hits, though. Not anymore.
We obey. The Empire endures.
Especially with their units grouped up like this.
I am a pyromancer! Attack!
Now, just wreck these guys. They moved out, but they are routed.
Very well! Obey! I see wisdom in this! Charge! To battle!
Let's break these guys as quickly as we can. I don't know. I do have my swordsmen kind. I do have everyone grouped up a little too much.
To battle!
I don't like this, if I'm honest with the crossbowmen, but
Ready to engage! Go! Take position!
just go after the archers, scare off their bowmen.
Withdraw! Yes, quickly! Move out! Faster! No lingering!
Get out of there, Bright Wizard. You are important.
Now! Formation! March!
And of course, this is it was good in theory, but now it's turning gonna be a mistake in a moment.
Formation! March!
Yeah, because now I have no front line anymore.
We are Sigma's heirs!
I just don't know how to deal with these archers. And I took a lot of damage I probably didn't need to.
Verheldenhammer! Preserve us!
Everything's all routed over here.
Wreathe them in flame!
Which doesn't bode well for me. What units are these? Oh, that's the Spell Slinger. That's gone.
Taking position!
I'm not going to get any magic for a while.
Ulrich's wrath on them! Take position! Now! Ready!
Come on, move on.
No lingering! That's an order! This is my command! See to it!
You're supposed to be broken. How the hell are you shooting still?
Quick march!
Come on, turn around. Ah, my, this is going to be a loss after what was going so well, too.
For also!
It seemed like it was going so well.
Position! Moving now!
But there's no way I could deal with these units, is there?
Missiles at the ready! Stop! Go!
And I have to deal with these crossbowmen somehow, but they're routed, they're gone. The biggest threat's probably just the deal with the spearmen, honestly.
We are back!
And you are out of ammo. We could do something about that.
I'll burn them! Ready for war!
Just kill the spears off.
Moving out!
and if possible, just get on through this mess.
Very well.
Probably a terrible idea to do this,
All France.
but terror strike them and get them out.
No lingering. Take the ground. At speed. Prepare for combat.
And because they're chasing after Call France, that hopefully leaves them vulnerable to getting shot at in the back.
Go. Quick march. We are Sigmar's heirs.
I have ammo, they don't. Actually, I should be going after what doesn't have a friggin' shield. Might be a good idea.
I am a pyromancer. That's an order. To battle. Let's go. Moving now.
Get on out. Okay, they're broken. That's good. Keep at. Ah, dang it. I was hoping the Bright Wizard could get out,
Yes.
even though he's arguably not very helpful here.
Take position. Obey. Crossbows ready, General. For Heldenhammer. For Heldenhammer. Move out. To arms, men.
Get moving there, Call France. And do these have damage resistance? Not that I can see anyway.
Ready for war. On way. Take the ground. Battle and blood await. At speed. Attack. The Empire endures. War. Sigma preserve us.
Now, what the heck can I do, I wonder?
Ready for war. Take the ground.
I think this is over, sadly, unless I can use my terror to good effect.
Go. Right is right. Quickly. Detachments move. Quick march. Attack. Find the enemy. Heading out. For Heldenhammer. Summon fire. Crossbowmen.
Now my crossbowmen are also out of ammo.
No lingering.
And that should break them, right?
Yes. No lingering. My subjects call.
Bright Wizard's probably most useful, just allowing my lord to just keep backdooring, but
We are Sigmar's heirs.
since I don't get penalized that way,
Quick march. Formation. March. Moving faster. Get them. To battle. Moving now.
get going,
Absolute.
keep breaking their troops, because sadly these guys are kind of broken right now.
To battle. Sigma. Take position.
A little bit more,
Sigma.
hopefully a little bit more.
This is my command. Prepare for combat. Kindle flame. Go. No lingering. Quick march.
The one main benefit I have going for me with them
Moving now.
clumped up as they are is they don't know which one I'm going after,
Ulrich's wrath on them.
which can help some.
Moving faster. Now. Detachments move. Take the ground. No lingering. For Heldenhammer. Obey. At speed.
Does that break them?
Moving now.
Okay, they are broken.
Wizard.
Bright Wizard, do your thing.
March. Ready for war. Take position. Roar!
And just try and scare these guys off somehow.
See to it.
I don't know how exactly, but just keep scaring the hell out of them.
Take the ground.
Because likely this match is going to be over before it's decided. And sadly, not enough terror damage.
Attack! My rule is absolute. The Empire endures.
Yeah, this match is going to be over. And I honestly don't know what's going to happen, if it's just going to be a draw or something. If I'm completely honest, I don't know what to expect here.
Ulrich's wrath. The Empire endures.
Alright, they're almost gone. Although, I have no idea what to expect here again. They're just permanently shattered, that's all I can tell you.
Missiles at the ready.
Just a draw. Well, at the very least, it's an improvement from actually losing, right? That means I'm progressing. Maybe? I just don't know score-wise who's technically the winner. As I feel like maybe, with a little more effort, I probably could have just killed off his army with good use of my wizard to just chase off anything that routes, and then my lord to just terror strike them. How did these guys do? They easily paid for themselves, I'm really happy with that. Demigryphs were terrible. That might be the one reason why I lost there, because mobility is definitely pretty key. I just don't feel like I was able to get close to those dang archers. And I tried to take on their other cavalry as well, which didn't do me a lot of good. Archers paid for themselves, amazingly. Great swords not so much, but I honestly don't know what they could have honestly fought against. And swordsmen did a lot of tanking. And the Bright Wizard paid for himself, even though I feel like I didn't do a whole lot with my bombardment spells. But at the end of the day, I would argue that I probably would squandered that with how much damage I was doing early on. Killing what, 3 Great Griffin or Great Eagles? Crippling their early cavalry? I feel like I had a big advantage there and then I squandered it somehow. Just not knowing how to deal with those wood elves. I know they have low armor, they're glass cannons, but at the same time, I don't think I want to go so ridiculously heavy in the range units, do I? To just be able to shoot them back as they're shooting me. They at least paid for themselves and then some, that's all I can really say. And that's progress, maybe. Now, what do we get this time? Is it the Bretonnians? If it is, then... Okay, orcs. Orcs. I want... mobile... Do I want mobile cavalry? Well, really, the most mobile units I have are either Pistoliers or the Demigryphs, really. I'm trying to think of how would I deal with their skirmish cav, their cavalry units, essentially. Or I do have the crossbowmen for that. I have a warrior priest to buff my front line. They readied up really quick. I am wondering... Well, the Reichsguard with their shields would be pretty good at actually tanking those hits. Even the Demigryphs have some pretty good armor there. I'm just wondering, how do I tweak this? Do I go with 2 handgunners to just shoot down their cavalry best I can? I don't know if that's a good idea or not. This is bad timing. I should have gone with the I should have stuck with the crossbowmen, dang it. I just didn't know what would be a better unit for dealing with orcs, and armor piercing probably was a terrible idea. Upon realization, I was just thinking maybe the gunners would have done enough damage to kind of scare them off before they got too close, especially if 2 or 3 of them were shooting at them. Otherwise, we're going through the hills, the slopes there. I don't have a whole lot of range, and if they use any cavalry, I should be okay. Just going through the trees.
Ulrich's wrath on them! By Ulrich's wrath!
Although, I can't field all my units over into the woods. It's maybe not as amazing as I make it sound. And then we have 3 great swords to help deal with any black orcs that we may encounter. Maybe. I don't know what exactly to do with these Reichsguard. Paying attention to the map would have been helpful here, as this is pretty awkward. Pretty awkward, at least for the cavalry. Which is a good thing. I'm relying heavily, quite heavily anyway, on the great swords. I just don't know how well Balthasar is going to be. With that said, alright, demigryphs, therefore large creatures. I don't know what would be ideal for that. As really, the large creatures are going to be hindered quite a bit. Either way, let's get everything selected that's not Reichsguard. Okay, so we'll shoot them. If they want to harass me, that's fine, but what else do we have back here? Okay, let's keep this in mind, that we are being spread out a bit and my handgunners are just getting demolished. And I do have attack orders on them. Is there any large units to be mindful of, though? Now, what are my cavalry doing? They could scare off these goblos quite a bit. Yeah, handgunners did crap. Black orcs, I'm fine with them. They're not much of a threat. But I don't think this is going well, though. Yeah, having Balthasar go to the ground was a terrible idea, wasn't it? Get him in the air. He can outrun them, he can get to safety. Get these guys back into shape. Attempt to, anyway. This is not gonna be pretty. They're getting amazing value with this flank attack, I guess.
Prepare for combat!
So actually, let's just route them off the map.
By my will alone! We obey! Go! Sigma!
I don't even know where my warrior priest is. I never used any of his abilities, which would have been really important here.
Sigma! Preserve us! Moving now!
We are winning against the Black Orcs, though.
Balthazar Gelt! Go! Moving faster!
That could be pretty good there if they break.
Formation! March!
But let's see.
Formation!
Let's get these reinforcements in here because we kind of need them.
Quick march! War!
Yeesh, you're not orcs. Last I checked, anyway.
For Helden Hammer!
Okay.
Great
Come on, guys. You need to break already.
John! Bow before
You're taking forever to break. But we do have handgunners and they can shoot stuff now.
Fight for France!
Now, get everyone grouped up together.
For the Emperor!
Deal with that sneaky git.
Poland stop! Haste gold magic!
Now, trying to figure out how to best aim this.
Haste gold magic!
Because they're about to run.
Take the ground!
Probably not the best use of that spell, but
Missile troops! Formation!
hopefully it amounts to something.
We serve the Emperor! Ready to smite! Formation!
Oh, I probably could have just gone right through him there.
At speed!
And these are just goblins that are good against large units, but not much else. They don't have the charge defense, is what I mean.
Ready! Yes, General!
I don't think I have enough health, though. It's a bit of a problem.
Go! Now! Take the ground! Charge! Moving ring! Attack! Quick
Alright, you guys get going. Rally everyone.
will alone! At speed! Go!
Ah, dang it, he broke immediately. Yeah, it was terrible use of my dang
Now!
warrior priest, sadly.
Ready for war!
Never mind, terrible use of these guys, too.
Take the ground! By Ulrich's wrath! Take position! Sherman! At speed! Go!
Okay, now let's see if actually doing something here before he dies. Oh, I didn't realize I had put that on a unit.
Moving faster! Moving now! War! General! No lingering! Taking position! We serve the Emperor! Sigma! Preserve us! For the Helden Hammer! Attack!
Yeah, can we screw these guys over somehow?
Rah! Ready to engage! Handgunners!
Yep, my lord just broke.
Knights! Withdraw!
I just did a terrible job using my warrior priest, honestly. Just a moment there. That was what mainly happened. He had a nice little bombardment ability that I never used, which could have been good in a proper clump. I just think I overcommitted dealing with the range units in back, and hell, in all honesty, I should have let them come to me on the high ground. That way it would have bought me more time to just deal with their skirmishers. For some reason I had it in my head, since I don't really have much of a range army, that I need to be going towards them. But in that case, I probably could have just waited for them to go up the hill and tire themselves out. And I really do need to figure out how to best use this type of army anyway. I don't really like using Wizard Lords in general. Especially since all he's going to do is just hang back and just cast, was it Final Transmutation ideally. So yeah, that was terrible, but we'll see if we could somehow improve on it for this time, assuming I feel like I can get away with this kind of army, as this would be my first real time to even use the Warrior Priest to know what he's about. Because apparently his abilities say Battle Prayer, but I don't know specifically what Battle Prayer even does. It's a noteworthy effect. I just couldn't. Oh, let's see. Well, that doesn't say much either, sadly. And I wasn't paying attention. Did they switch over to the Bretonnians? Speaking of which, okay, this is a pretty flat map with a little bit of obstructive terrain there that I can use to protect from flanks, but I need spearmen and not great swords, I think, for this. Halberds would be good. Do I need 3 of them? Probably not, because I can go with 2 demigryphs. Okay. Yeah, because I grabbed all those abilities, knowing what they do. It just makes a note that it's a battle prayer, which I don't know if there's anything specific I need to be aware of. Alright. I kind of want some outriders as well, but I got a lot of cavalry as is. What can I use for a bit of buffer? Hellblaster would be a great way to force them to come to me, because this thing would wreck their... This potentially could wreck their large cavalry until they can get on it. It just doesn't have quite the range, though. Yeah, they could have trebuchets, which is why I have the cavalry to kind of maybe look for a window to punish them. I just don't know how quickly they're going to disrupt or even murder those things. And I have 100 gold to spend on something. I just don't know what to spend that 100 gold on. But I have 2 demigryphs to help deal with their cavalry. And the Hellblaster if they try and overwhelm me with cavalry. Potentially. I would have liked some outriders or pistoliers, because they pretty much would be mobile enough to maybe harass the trebuchets if they left a window. Maybe. Yeah, I think I randomly just got the banner for the War Priest, or the Warrior Priest, just because I had gold to spend. We will have to see what happens. And if the last time I played against Bretonnians, they had like, they overcommitted on the Goon Squad essentially, and having 2 blessed trebuchets to kind of murder me if I sent my entire army to deal with their 2 or 3 Pegasus and Lewin. Sadly, there wasn't much I could do about it with my own lord, since he was outran down. But it was close. Yeah, I don't have Soul Fire at least. I just stuck with Final Transmutation. I don't know how effective it truly is. Again, this would be like my 2nd time using Balthasar. I have very little experience with him, let alone the lore of metal. And this is more of an attempt to try and learn what the other spells are. And as a result, I can be mindful of them if I go up against them. Most importantly, like certain spells that may root my lord in place. I want to try and make notes on. This is a good spot to protect me from a flank. But not the best position for my halberds. Actually, we don't have much time. Let's get to fixing this.
Demigriff Knights!
Ideally, Demigriffs. Well, I want the Demigriffs to deal with their cavalry. I just don't have a clue where to expect said cavalry. And if they have trebuchets, then I can put the pressure on them. Now, Reichsguard, ideally, are to support the frontline infantry, but I don't know what to expect here. I can only hope I do this properly. We'll see what happens. It's a short-range map, so my Hellblaster at least can start shooting something. No trebuchets, a lot of yeomen. Now, where are my Reichsguard? They're breaking in a hurry. Let's see, Grail Knights, you are top priority, but I don't mind breaking these guys quickly. And if somehow I can get at the relique, that would be nice too, but at the moment I don't need to do anything. I just need Balthasar at the ready. Now shoot down those Pegasus, I don't like what they could do. Yeah, because without a doubt, they're going after everything, aren't they? Now get Balthasar out. He turned his focus there, but I'm doing a bad job controlling this here. Now, where is my... I need you to help get some order in this line. Come on, guys. Oh, Balthasar's getting gooned. They have... I thought I could disrupt them, and Balthasar... Let's see, how many mobile units they have? Questing Knight? Yeah, this looks like a goon squad, without a doubt. Yeah, it doesn't really have charge defense, but against the infantry that's not much of an issue. I just should have used the halberds. I did not think about the halberds until it was too late. And I don't think... This is just an incredibly small map too, which doesn't do me much favors. That bombardment I don't even think did anything. It almost feels like it. Yeah, they just gooned down Balthasar there. Even though I tried to focus down one of their flying units with my crossbowmen. I don't even think they even routed the Pegasus or whatever unit I went after. Just broke incredibly quickly. Which is kind of funny. Yeah, spears could have been ideal. But most of my swordsmen just died to men-at-arms, I think. As we saw, what? They infested a lot of units and flyers. Maybe the Lord had something to do with that. My units breaking. Yeah, I did not pay attention to the questing knight, and I did not. Okay then. That explains that. I saw the one Grail Knight and the Hellblaster didn't do a whole lot. With the limited time it had anyway. Yeah, that was just terrible. I'm gonna have to abandon the Balthasar for a little bit to try at least something I'm more experienced with. Yeah, that would definitely be a lot of damage there. With the charge, but... And the funny thing is the spearmen are actually cheaper than the swordsmen. It actually would have been a valid strategy. I just don't know how much defense they're sacrificing, because if they could just hold the line, that would be ideal. I was kind of hoping a little bit for the warrior priests to kind of help rally them a bit with the extra leadership. So we'll just stick with something a little more traditional and see what they're using. As Balthasar would have done nothing for how quick that match was anyway, even if I used them properly. Okay, Skaven. Gotta be very... Yeah, since they're giving away their clan Eshin, I would have to be very careful of Snitch there. Does that mean they're just gonna go heavy assassins? Or really, just going clan Eshin just denies them the legendary lords. Either way. Only real armored units would be storm vermin, so I don't think I need great swords. Especially if I'm worried about Hell Pit Abomination or Rat Ogres. I'm gonna need... I don't know how many monstrous creatures I'm gonna encounter, and I'm on a clock now to kind of express my thoughts, but I like the grenade launchers to deal with their horde. I kind of want to downgrade the demigryphs, but I don't have that time anymore. I'll keep the Hellblaster, maybe. Armor piercing just in case. This allows me to downgrade the regular demigryphs. 25 seconds. What else do I throw on here? Probably a little bit overcommitted there. I just don't know how many monstrous creatures I'm going to counter. I realistically should have just got an extra Outrider. Since people like to ready up incredibly quick there. Since the Outriders have served me well when I control them properly. The only issue was I should have stuck with the Halberds, because then I would have a lot of anti-infantry type of abilities and not a whole lot of anti-large. Yeah, that's also true too, I guess. It's a lot more simpler to control the Pistoliers, but it seems so satisfying when using the Outriders, if it works out well, just because they can do such ridiculous amount of damage with good micromanagement. Now, I don't think I'm familiar with this map. And we start in the trees. Honestly, just the odd number of spearmen is kind of awkward. I don't think it does me much good, besides literally having one in back to prepare for possible wolf rats, maybe. That's the only value I possibly see with the third spearman. Now, where is my third spearman? I don't... Actually, you're good against the infantry, so just be in the middle and have your allies ready to support you. And these woods are going to be a bit awkward if they get aggressive on me. Yeah, that's what the plan is with the spearmen here. Only problem is, unless I can move forward a bit, I'm not going to be able to use the woods very well. And that's the one thing I do not like, as it gives them ample cover. Demigryphs on the flank. A flank, anyway. Carl, you just keep everyone safe. Bright Wizard ideally is good for stopping anything that can focus down or tries to backdoor me. Actually, I want you, Group 5, as you're going to be more involved. I can move forward safely, the Hell Blaster could be good at shooting at the army, as I think the trees are just going to absorb a lot of the shots. Nope. Who's their lord? Huh. Avalanche mortars. Okay, dodged that really nicely. Sort of. If I could get one shot off before they shoot me again, that'd be nice, but... Oh, they're all siege weaponry, too. Hmm. I could try doing the cheeky thing and just dodge this all day. But I really want to kill these mortars before they become problematic. Everyone move forward. I gotta be mindful. I don't even think these trees are gonna help me very much in dealing with the mortar because of how it shoots. What on earth can I shoot at with the Hell Blaster? Well, that makes that easy. If I'm really lucky, maybe I can hit 2 of those things with my Hell Blaster. No, I didn't want you shooting the clan rats. I want you to shoot the mortars. Although that's it's because they can fire while moving is what that is. Let me turn off to fire at will, because I really want to shoot the avalanche mortars. I did not even get a single shot off the mortars, dang it. That is unfortunate. Yeah, there are likely assassins around. Hopefully I can avoid damage here. Yeah, these guys are just running so fast, it's hard to just get after them. Especially now my Outriders are just did nothing. Okay, there's the Death Squad and back. They did damage, but not much. And I do have a Light Wizard to deal with such a valuable unit. This is... Alright, get moving. I was kind of... Honestly, for anti-infantry, I kind of was hoping a little more damage out of these guys. They almost broke them, though, but... I think that's what I want to do. Just have these guys go after the Death Runners. If I could somehow pull it off. Because my Hell Blaster, I don't think is doing a good job right now on their catapults that are all grouped up. It could be just a really awkward thing. The slope is probably messing things for me. Yeah, they have Globadiers. I really want to get that Avalanche Mortar Squad, but it was not very effective, was it now? Are they actually doing damage? They actually cannot shoot the cursed thing. Yeah, I admit this is probably a terrible engagement for me. But let's see. And these guys should have no melee attack, so... Even though they're kind of standing still for me anyway. Is this an opportunity to get the mortars finally and their catapults? They are kind of disorganized right now. I am getting hit. Are these Eshin? No, these are just clan rats. Can I do enough to disrupt this? Because these guys are getting wrecked right now. Thanks to the miscontrol and... Oh, let me see. How are my cavalry doing? They're winning there. Even though that's not really a compliment with how cheap they are. Death Runners are gone, but I need someone to show them the door. And that would be a good job for my Outrunners. Can I get these spearmen on there? That would be amazing value if I could pull it off. Especially with the back door I'm about to do as well. But I do not like these avalanche mortars. They need to friggin' die. Although I think they already did their damage worth, dang it. With them almost out of ammo. Warp fire throwers, I don't like you actually. Now, they're still broken, that's good. I don't have anything to fire magic missiles on. Okay, take that back. I have the Lord here. It's just a Grace here, so if I can go after him, he should die really easily. And the Death Runners are still doing their thing. Although, I'm slowly getting barbecued by warp fire. Now let's try and reorganize our army here a bit. Okay, avalanche mortars are broken. Their Grace here broke. I would like to kill them, which I guess is what Karl Franz does. I just don't know what to do with my second Demigriff squad besides maybe flank. Are Death Runners gone? Ooh, they shattered entirely. Perfect. Nope, they're still murdering me. We are reorganized, but... Oh, that was... I thought that was more warp fire throwers, if I were honest. Okay, we'll just break them. Oh, I thought I had them go after warp fires. Stupid me. Another magic missile. You don't have the item to kind of regenerate your reserve, but they're all broken. We're all good here. We just gotta clean up the mess. And God, what a mess it was. That would be amazing if... Possibly overpowered, but there are abilities like that where you basically make a phantom of yourself. That would almost be the next best. That would be almost the next best thing, wouldn't it? Just have a ghost image of Snitch going after a hero or lord, and the amount of people that would probably overreact to that would be amazing. While you sneak up and go after your real target, which is a little more practical. Thankfully, the Death Runners didn't really do a whole lot. They did enough damage to maybe my archers, but thankfully they did not get an opportunity to do what they needed to. But yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted the avalanche mortars, but they sadly did their damage, as did the Globadiers. Warp fire throwers at least did not do a whole lot, and the catapults almost paid for themselves entirely. And then otherwise a bunch of clan rats. This was a little bit too much of an overcommitment to range. I don't think I can brag about how I should feel about that victory, because I think really it's just more of a flaw in their army than in my ability, because really, I did a terrible engagement there with all my units going in piecemeal. Although, it doesn't help when they're all breaking due to the sheer amount of range weaponry they're shooting at me too. Well. I'm at least still happy with the first match against the Wood Elves, even if that was a friggin' draw, because my opponent was turtling up as it was slowly breaking them with Karl Franz. That seemed like a good match. All these other ones are kind of turning terrible, though. Although, I guess it doesn't help if my opponents just rush Q when I'm trying to play with a new army. As again, I haven't really played with Balthasar. I don't even know how much to realistically expect out of Final Transmutation in terms of damage. I just know I can stick it onto an army or a unit, and it's up to my opponent to kind of spread out quickly, if they can see that coming, to help minimize the damage. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really want to stick with Balthasar or even a wizard lord in general. It's just me trying to get out of my comfort zone, since all my other lords, all my other armies have either a lord on a dragon or mount, trying to be a support like warrior lord, and things like that. But most of them at the moment are just on a big monstrous mount to just make a mess of things. Now, okay, I know this map. I recognize this map, but I thought there was like a pillar or something in the middle. Oh no, this is the other one where I fought Chaos a couple weeks ago. Okay, I know what map this is. Ooh, Tomb Kings. I don't even have them unlocked yet, but I like to think I have a rough idea what to expect. They just have a lot of silver shields. And I don't expect my range units to do a whole lot. I really like my Outriders, though. It's just a question, are the crossbow, was it armor piercing better, or the grenades? That's the only thing I'm not sure about. I know their constructs are probably like the key thing with Tomb Kings, so I'm assuming armor piercing might be ideal. I just need units that are good against infantry at this point. And I'm probably gonna cut out the riflemen or crossbolts in that case, which leaves us 700 gold. What can I get with 700 gold? A mortar wouldn't be terrible, but I don't expect it to live long, especially if they got like the Casket of Souls and their own artillery. At least it helps deal with the Silver Shield if I just aim this on their skeletons. It doesn't really do a whole lot otherwise. Yeah, I have the armor-piercing bolts. The grenades, I'm really tempted in the grenades, but I don't honestly know what's the bigger threat. The constructs and their cavalry, or just the sheer amount of skeletons they could bring at me. Yeah, I do have a bit of a mix. I have my cavalry dedicated to armor piercing and anti-large. I have the mortar to help with infantry. And the swordmen should do decently against the skeletons. I just gotta be mindful of their regeneration. Alright. Pretty flat, straightforward map. A little bit of slopes. Don't know if that's going to affect the crossbolts too much. Or at least the Outriders. I just know those skeletons have silver shields, so I'm not expecting archers to really be useful against them. Although I think the grenades actually ignore the silver shield due to their nature, I think.
My subjects call.
Now, big question, range of the mortar. It can it can hit them pretty much at the start of the battle, which I'm okay with. Okay, so they do ignore the shields, which is why I was seriously considering them. I just didn't know if that was true or not. I was assuming that they did, so makes me wonder though if I still should have gone with grenades or not. Why can you not deploy? Oh, that's because I have swordmen also selected. And of course, don't have time to really deploy.
Crossbows ready, General!
I'm just gonna have the demigriffs cover flanks. It's gonna be more micromanagement, of course, but I don't have extra troops to help serve that role.
Light is might. To me, men!
And I have great swords in case of some Tomb Kings I need to be mindful of. Don't know if I really want to stick with them, but they're ideal enough.
Crossbowmen! For Altdorf!
And unless they have multiple Casket of Souls or like Great Bow constructs, I should be the aggressor in this match. Or the one on defense, rather. Yeah, Burning Head, a Bright Wizard. That's another thing I could have considered since I have been dabbling a little bit in a Bright Wizard. Just for when I think my other abilities are not all that helpful. Yeah, they have 2 Casket of Souls, so... And these are great bows already. Yeah, they're just murdering these guys right now. Well, I guess we're moving forward then. Now,
Moving now! Take the ground!
let's see. Mortars are attacking. They are moving forward. So sadly, that dodged the mortars just because they moved at an inconvenient time.
That's an order! Quick
Okay, they're attacking them.
ready!
If I could just stutter step and zigzag, that helps a little bit with the control. Oh, I thought I moved you guys. I thought I moved everyone there, but I guess not. Nope, they're netted, so... Can we tie these guys up? This is pretty heavy infantry. But yeah,
Withdraw!
I should have noticed the light wizard icon, dang it. This is part of the reason why I want to make it a habit to learn these. Because I would have recognized that icon. And it took him a little more seriously. God damn.
General! Quickly! Taking position!
I know. Well,
Formation
this is not going well, to say the least. They're damage dealers. I don't like them. And sadly, just gave my Outriders in there, did absolutely nothing. The Demigriffs got demolished. Alright, thank you for the good luck there. I'm probably gonna need it, it's looking like.
Get them! That's an order! Take position!
Yeah, I gotta be mindful of this net of Emiktog coming back up too.
Formation! March! Sigma!
And they are shooting, right? They look like they're shooting, just not very much.
To battle!
Now I gotta get out of here before the net comes off cooldown. Oh, he's already netted me. But thankfully,
Withdraw!
I think I'm okay,
To battle! Roar!
as they didn't go after him at all.
Ready for war! Find the enemy! March!
The troops are breaking, there is that. I just don't think I have much of a cavalry army left to do noteworthy damage. Turn off their skirmish. Get these guys in here. See if we can actually do something here, which is probably not.
Very well. To battle!
And this is Kadala. Dang it, I was hoping the crossbows would shoot the chariot. But we are breaking their front line. Is there a way I can tie them up and get on their units?
Go! Obey! Moving faster! This is my command!
If I can get on these Casket of Souls, that'd be really nice. Just maybe not. Maybe I should have done that with the...
I will not stand idle!
Nope, another light wizard. Shenaniganry.
Sigma preservers!
I am in the air, but yeah.
Formation!
He's just got murdered, dang it. That was abysmal. Well, I don't even know what the cooldown is to Net of Amatog to play around with that. To keep that in mind. But that was my biggest failing, just not even noticing the light wizard. What is the cooldown on this? Because it seems like it was pretty quick. 20 seconds, then another 36, so every minute they basically can cast that. Hope I don't want a custom battle. Let's get back to a quick battle. Well. I guess the only saving grace of this stream was the fact that I did not lose my very first match. It was a draw. And even then, it feels like I messed up with my advantage that I may have gained early on, crippling and killing 3 Great Eagles and 2 of the Wood Elves, cavalry archers, or skirmish cav. As I didn't know how to deal with their friggin' archers themselves when they finally start to get when they finally start shooting at me. Yeah, what are you fielding? What are you gonna be using? Oh, is this the same fellas before? Probably. Although, how on earth am I going to be able to get in there? Because Net of Amatog, unless I have multiple units, I can't really rush in there, it seems like. Not with... I would need a lot of cavalry, a lot of mobile units. And I don't even think my Outriders... Well, they did get shot down incredibly fast, but... that is a given. I don't even know what kind of damage the mortar even did. It had the range to be useful at least. And what about the map? Okay, I know this map here, but it's a lot of water to go through. Which kind of encourages a lot of cavalry, honestly. Or just a lot of range in general. I think I stick with 4 swordsmen because I don't even think I can fit a full column of infantry through the middle there. They again have silver shields, which I'm not liking with my crossbowmen, sadly. But if somehow the handgunners can reach the monstrous creatures, they could shoot at them with the handgunners. The big question is if. That is the problem. But I don't even know if it's the same person or not, but I don't need a light wizard as much here anymore, so this is a good opportunity to play with bright wizard. I don't think I have to deal with... I don't think they have fire vulnerable units. And I don't think the flaming... I don't think the sword... Yeah, Flaming Sword of Ruin is ideal for this unless they have regenerating units. Magic Missile can be good on the Lord in combination with Fireball. And I have 900 gold still. Unless, yeah, the only question mark is the handgunners. They can be good against the chariots if there's any, with their armor piercing, but the chariots are more than likely just going to go through the middle as, well, if there's even any chariots at all. This doesn't look like a good map for chariots until they get all the way behind me, and that means they're really vulnerable to my handgunners. And I have the Outriders to hopefully not get penalized going into water, if nothing else. I just would like another more cavalry units. Alright, so let's start actually looking at their army for a change. Since not noticing that light wizard is a bit of a problem. Not that it would really matter. They were demolishing one Demigryph squad while the other one was getting netted in place. Is basically what was happening. I actually just need to pay attention when they're turning to him. And that way I can preemptively just move out of the way. Since as a result they wouldn't be doing damage period if I can watch for that. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of water here, especially since I'm not deploying over where the huge body of water is. But even then, I don't think I can get a 5 soldier wide column in here. I think it was a good idea to just have the 4 swordsmen and then 2 great swords to kind of buffer, but they're going to do a lot of damage to me. Especially since I'm so far back too, apparently.
We are ready. Ready. Swordsman. For Heldenhammer.
Now, where can I put the great swords?
Show us the foe.
As hopefully this won't prompt any dangerous weapons or any dangerous spells on me, but I don't even know what spells that the Tomb Kings even have access to.
General.
And that makes it a little tricky to prepare for this. Outriders over here, maybe they can flank, do a little bit of damage. But if this is the same person, I'm gonna have a bit of a hard time.
The Empire endures. Swordsmen. Great swords. Hand gunners.
We'll see how this goes. Because I don't think these infantry are gonna be able to move through the best. But I can get up the hill almost immediately. And maybe flank around that way. Maybe. Okay. This is a little bit of a different army. What kind of wizard? Three Casket of Souls. And then a bunch of siege weaponry. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of friggin' wizard they have. I don't see the icon anywhere. Unless that's their lord. Okay, so they have black magic or whatever magic that kind of is.
Ready? Yes, sir, quickly! In the name of the twin-tailed comet! Whoa! Take position!
Okay, they're just shooting my lord there.
For the Emperor! Attack!
And I'm just slowly gonna die, but
Quick march!
hopefully, if they stay still there, maybe we could do something about this.
Everything! Taking position! Now! Sigma call! For Heldenhammer! Sir, for the Heldenhammer!
Can we somehow obliterate these guys?
Fight for friends! To battle! Withdraw! For the Emperor! Formation march!
Okay, we crippled them, but I don't know if it was worth it.
Swordsman!
Because Cascade Souls are demolishing everything.
By Ulrich's wrath! Hand gunners! The Empire endures! No lingering!
Now, get these guys out.
Go!
They're being a little difficult to get out, but demolish the Tomb Guard, maybe?
At speed!
Nope. We're demolishing the Tomb Guard, at least with the grenades. There's at least that. Now let's just keep this Bright Wizard alive, maybe.
Stay troops ready!
As I want to believe I can deal.
We await your orders.
There's so much going on, it's hard. I apologize if I'm not able to give proper commentary.
Very well.
But we could go after Arkham. We finally have a window to get on their units. I'm hoping anyway. I pray this is not a mistake.
To war! Take the ground!
Since I have a little more confidence in the fact they're not just gonna wreck my lord.
Sigma call!
Okay, there's their spawn ability, which we have demigriffs for.
Prepare for combat!
You are getting wrecked right now. Maybe because they're probably pretty effective at melee.
March! Moving fast
Come on, Carl, please move. Or are you in it?
to battle! Swordsmen! Outriders! We obey!
Demolish these guys ideally.
Prepare for combat!
And I don't know what you're shooting at still. Oh, you're shooting at Arkham, which I don't know if that's a good idea or not. He's still taking a lot of hits. Dang it.
My subjects call!
My lord just got demolished there in the interim. Now my lord is dead.
Prepare for combat! Demigriff Knights! Withdraw! Go! Swordsmen! To battle!
Did they just conveniently dodge that?
Take the ground!
Oh well. And we're still getting demolished.
In the name of the twin-tailed comet! To battle! For the Empire! Sink! Yes, quickly!
The gauge suggests that I'm due to lose here in a moment. Unfortunately.
Withdraw!
Oh my. Today is not my day, is it? Oh my. I don't know what to say there. If I'm honest, it looked like it was close to having them fall apart, but I don't know anything about those units. For all I know, those large creatures probably were really good in melee. And I have no way to really check that. Even if I check the replay, it won't even let me select the units to... Well, I can fight the battle and just look at their stats. We'll give that a quick try. Otherwise, I'll probably take a quick break here, I think is what I'm going to do. Because my headphones are getting close to running out of battery power since I forgot to charge them earlier. And then what I'll do is try and stream a little bit more later. Let's just try this. What the heck are these guys? That's the giant anti-large. He probably did a lot of damage to my lord. Shield breaker. I'm not seeing any like quick notes saying that they're good in melee. But due to the sheer number of them, it didn't really help a whole lot. Maybe that was just a bad army composition in general, because after all, I am slowed down going through these hills and slopes. Actually, they have 4 siege units, and I couldn't even just break through their line and just get at them effectively, dang it. Even with the Burning Skulls actually doing decent damage, even though they weren't really hitting the valuable units in the Tomb Guard. I don't know. It's just been a bad series of matches so far, but like I said, I'm just going to take a little bit of a brief break there just to charge up my headphones, headphones, charge them up, and then I'm going to give this another try in a little bit. Okay, we are back, and I got my headphones charged up. We should have no more issue, but good God, were those rough series of matches. I understand that Empire is generally a difficult army. It's not like a beginner army, which may be why I'm having a lot of issues with said army. Never mind. I'm not really liking Belfast, but I haven't really been able to actually use them at all to properly gauge if he's performing as he should. And we can't really make any judgments yet on that, but I think we're just gonna mix up now. Since I did do my previous stream just playing a bunch of Empire before. Although, what faction do I want to play as next? Or what faction do I want to play as now? I'm thinking maybe Lizardmen. Let's just hope I haven't forgot how to use them. That is the only caveat there. Since, of course, that's the downside of having all these other different factions. Especially with different enough playstyles that I have to keep in mind. I don't know who you are, I see only Bretonians, and that doesn't mean much yet. Okay, Chaos. I know I'm bringing red-crested skinks to help deal with armor. How many chameleon skinks do I want, though? Is the honest question. That's the one thing I'm not sure about unless I want to go with a Bastildon that has the solar engine. If I can find it. 1100. I would only be able to afford one. I could cut one down, I'm not against that honestly. That affects flyers, which I don't think... They have manticores, they have possibly... Yeah, they have manticores, I don't know if they're bringing anything else or not. But what can I actually get? I have the fist, I have all the abilities on Krokgar. And we are dealing with elite units. I could have Pterodon Riders. Maybe they might be useful, and I have money for the Fire Leech Boas. Are they actually useful though, or would I want to go with regular poison attacks? Maybe for any Chaos Warriors that I might go up against. There's a possibility there, and they can slow down units, but they're likely just to get run down by possible Manticores. Well, actually that's not true with their poison. I'm kind of neglecting that a tiny bit. I just have 100 gold, I don't know what to spend on. I can't even get a skink, or was it skink cohort squad, which does make me want to upgrade. What are you though? What's different between the Sentinels? Just the usual stats, increased damage. And let's see, they have resistance of some sort. And I believe they have a special kind of bomb, which is armor sundering. Yeah, that could be useful against Chaos Warriors. Decent amount of resistance. Yeah, physical resistance for... I wonder how exactly that stacks with the missile resistance. Is that like a flat 35% reduction? Or is it some weird multiplicative type of effect? But I think I can bring them in. They do the same thing. The poison will allow them to live a little bit longer. And they have the sundering that, if I can remember it, would be pretty good against Chaos Warriors and any heavy armor they might be bringing. I just gotta remember it, is the key caveat. Otherwise, we'll have the chameleon skinks to harass and hopefully help keep my lord safe. I don't know if I need 2 of them for that role, if I'm serious, but either way, we'll give it a try. It's been a while since I played with my skinks, and I have an ion cannon I need to remember. Even if it may not be a good ability, it is fun, and it will allow me to maybe destroy any of their units due to maybe poor micromanagement on their part. We will have to see. A nice simple open area. I will take it. And we'll just do a Y formation here with the red crested skinks in the middle. Or I'm expecting armor piercing maybe. And if not, well, then they can just maneuver around and probably flank, ideally. Where do I want to put the chameleons? Or really the left flank would be ideal. I think, well, the sentinels go on the right because they have this high ground. Kind of use it as cover if they get chased by anything on the ground. I don't think I want to do anything super aggressive, since I'm relying on them more for debilitating units than actually killing them. And we'll see what the horned ones can do. Alright, they raid up quickly. I have a nice small army, that's not an issue. It's nice not having a massive army, but that's probably going to be my biggest weakness at the same time, if I am completely honest. No. Chameleon Skink should be able to deal with any marauders that I have to go up against. I don't even need the horned ones in the woods, since I am going to be moving forward pretty much. Let's see what happens. Warhounds. Some trolls. Armored trolls at that. I see nothing on my flank yet. They're armor piercing, we gotta be mindful of that. I'm gonna have a bit of trouble against their marauders. I think. And they are poisoned, but can I run them down? I can. Especially with Foe Seeker. Okay, didn't do a lot of damage there, thankfully. Get the horn ones over there. How's my lord doing? Yeah, Warhounds are not really doing anything exciting. Oh, these are Forsaken. They're damage dealers, but... Oh, and they have armor too. Alright. Yeah, well, let's get the ion can going. I just gotta be mindful this is probably a terrible angle. Especially since I think I did a lot of damage. No, I did a good, noteworthy amount of damage there. I'm surprised the chameleon skinks aren't skirmishing. But they're out of the picture. We broke the Forsaken. More Forsaken, we gotta be mindful of that, although my units are breaking. Oh, and I forgot I had the wind spell, which probably would have been better for that situation. But let's blast them some more, get the skinks over to help. And just attacked our lord. Can the skinks get back there to safety? Especially with them poisoning people. Get on going. I forgot I have an ability that allows me to... losing my train of thought here a bit, sadly. Let's hold off on too much commentary, as I'm trying to relearn this faction a bit. But I have an ion... Well, I don't have an ion cannon anytime soon. But hopefully Stegadon could do something here. I have Midnight Wind, which would be good, but I need my lord to join in for this. That to really be useful. And these are Chaos Warriors with halberds. I know what I want to do with them. Although, we need to do something about these trolls. Lake, let's see. Okay, that was decent damage. Not the most amazing, but with Midnight Wind, that could be a good buffer for me. Especially if it stacks up double. Not the perfect execution. Alright. Go after the Warhounds. They'll be dead pretty soon. Halberds are pretty screwed. And then we can eat the Lord as a bonus. And then we just have to deal with trolls that are full health. But I don't think I really commit much engagement to them. And I think I'm okay. Oh, and this is Archeon. Is he on a horse? Thankfully, I did avoid most of that attack. No, wait. I don't need to do that. Okay, that was a pretty good blast. Although it looked like... Oh, they're immune to morale. That's what happened. I was wondering why the heck they seemed like they did absolutely nothing. Crockguard's still in good shape. I gotta get my I gotta get you guys back up, as we are not out of the woods yet. But I am gonna join ion cannon this mess. Now, how much damage does it do to everything? Only thing I'm uncertain about, because most of them are pretty beefy and resilient. But keep the chameleon skinks going. Oh, they have a manticore there. Gotta keep that in mind. And I gotta break these trolls, because that's probably the only way I'm gonna realistically get rid of them. And Source Warriors have gone in rage. Okay, they are breaking. Eventually they are breaking. And what are you? Oh, you're Red Crested Skinks. Alright, Red Crested. Is it possible you could show these guys the door? That's what I ideally want. I don't think it's gonna happen though. How fast are them? 42 versus 46? I want to believe the Red Crested Skinks can run them off. And then I don't have to worry about them for the rest of this game. Sorry there, Black Templar. Archeon did not get his skink boots this day. Although my opponent didn't really get aggressive with the Warhounds. They played very defensively with them, afraid maybe I was going to flank or vanguard their backline. Which is kind of funny. They didn't really have any range besides the two Marauders, which I may have overcommitted a little bit going after them. I think it was my horned ones, or actually my chameleon skinks crippled one, and then I had Krokgar go after the others, which with the poison from my sentinels, I was able to run them off the map at least. It was pretty good. But yeah, I think I'm going to take a break from Empire. I enjoy my lizardmen too much. And of course, I'm still trying to figure out the middle ground for my Empire army. Now, I have no clue what this map even is. I only see obstruction in the middle. We are playing against Dread Corsairs, or was it Vampire Coast rather. I don't know why I call them Dread Corsairs. That's a Dark Elf thing. But I could have fun rushing with Bretonnians, but that would, I think that might be more metagaming, even if I am accurate with just going for a lot of cavalry. Although, I really would like to play with the Feral Cold ones some. They are just really difficult, I would imagine, to make work, even with how cheap they are, just because of Rampage alone. I want mobility, so a lot of skinks could be pretty good just to rush them down. But since they're more range-centric, I don't think I need very many chameleons, do I? Just a lot of regular skinks overwhelm them. Although, I don't know if I need red-crested skinks or not. I just want a lot of mobility, a lot of numbers. Which means I downgrade the horn one to regular riders. Get 2 of them. They're not going to rampage on me. And what else can I do to augment this? I am very aggressive, very much in their face, especially with 3 Source Warriors that are going to be lagging behind. I almost wonder if I just forsake the Source altogether, since I'm going to be stuck waiting on them. I am tempted, really tempted in throwing in Kroxgors. I can get a single Kroxgor squad, a little more mobility, a little more muscle. I haven't really ever played with Kroxgors though, and Can I get away with Sacred Croxagores? Just in case they have ethereal units. That might be a good compromise there. You crush the infantry, and if there are anything ethereal, you hunt them down with reckless abandon. Just in case. I don't know how much I like this. But it's a good way, hopefully, to combat their long-range focus, maybe. Maybe. And then, what kind of spells do I keep? I don't think I need Midnight Wind. Although, the problem is I don't have enough time to really think on what to throw on. I'll keep it, even though I don't know how heavily armored their units are going to be. To really make use of that. Alright, I'm going to be stuck with this obstruction here, which means I'm deploying on the left. And maybe I have the Cold One Riders flank on the right. If they're quick enough. Since I do have a pretty mobile army this time around. Oh. Well, it is kind of a high slope, to be fair. It's just going to take a while to learn these friggin' maps. I was expecting it to be maybe a lot more steep, but then again, it is kind of respectably steep, isn't it? It's just hard to appreciate the elevation because of how zoomed away I am on the camera. Simply put, I deploy over here. Actually, let me back up. That makes my life a little easier. You guys bolster the middle. We'll have a lot of rushing skinks who are sadly going to rush by the source. That's a bit of the problem with this composition. And Sacred Croxagores, how do I protect them from artillery? I don't know how to best protect them if they start getting focused down. The only way I can realistically think on protect them is to have Crockguard just rush in there with reckless abandon. I accidentally took Spear Riders, which is not really what I wanted. I want the regular Cold One Riders, but not much we can do about it now. Hopefully they can be useful. That's the only thing I could think of. Get Crockguard to draw all the fire, and maybe the Croxagores could do something. Which I'm not liking, but I do have physical resistance. I can buff his armor. I just gotta be aware of all this. Now, what group do I put you in? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. You're kind of going to be more of a chariot, a little more of a mobile unit, since I don't know if I'm dealing with ethereals yet. I do worry about the amount of damage my units are going to take. And if they... Now I'm wondering about the Cold One Riders. They're likely going to deploy here, because that gives them maybe the most protection. And then I'm just going to have to use the Cold Ones to distract them. Oh no, they're going this way. Alright, just harass them. They're boxed. And... oh, I don't even need to run. Not yet. They are boxed. We need to somehow break that down. The Chameleon Skink should be able to do decently against these bombers. Now, Crockguard, you somehow disrupt them. All the while, obliterating their lord. You do not have shields. Chameleon Skinks would be great against you. And how long until I'm in firing range? Because they're actually trying to go after Crockguard at the moment. And that's good for me. It gives me more time to rush in there. I don't know what kind of damage I didn't even hit the Lord. So that fist was a waste, sadly. I waste a valuable charge of that fist. Now let's get the ion cannon going. Get the charges in. Now, how the hell? Well, the only thing we can do is break through the front line. Hit them with everything we can, and of course we got two skinks in the way. Do they have a serial units I need to be careful of? No, don't go in there. Krokgar, not yet. And right now they're just busy shooting my lord. Which hopefully... Get in there. Get in there and crush all their units and hope I don't regret this. Ion cannon did damage, but is it enough damage? Probably not. All one riders, you're fighting halberds, so sadly, probably not doing nearly the value you need to. And I don't know how my Krux scores are doing at the moment. Alright, can you get back in there? While these guys finish off the bombers here. Or I have Krux score on their main units. I just need some way to deal with the real threat. And also let's turn off skirmisher mode. I think I'm doing okay. So long as the Krux scores are doing their work. I don't know if that was a good shot, honestly, but I did notable damage. Oh. Well, that's not. You're just getting focused down. Get Krokgar's safety at the very least. I guess he did enough damage. Krux scores are still in amazing shape. I just need to do something about these monstrous creatures, which I have Cold One Riders for, let's be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna like this shot. Especially because I'm not really... Yeah, there's a lot of monstrous creatures, so I don't think I was hitting them as hard as I could have. Hopefully that hit them more than it hit me, though. Up oh, they're damage dealer. Up my skink priests, I kind of neglected them for a while. And my Krux scores are slowly getting demolished. I did manage to deal with the ranged units, but I think it was not enough. Since Krokkar is not in a position to really be useful until the range is dealt with. And you're just gonna shoot my lord, are you? Or Skink? Oh, nah, this is over, dang it. Ah, my. I'm just letting Krokkar take way too much damage, I guess. Trying to disrupt them and draw fire. It seemed like it was going well. They just have, like... all their heroes are basically all monstrous creatures. And they were just whittling me down, dang it. Even though the ion cannon did damage, even though I sort of got into their bombers, it just was not enough. Just not very good prioritization. And again, I kind of want the regular Cold One Riders to attack the infantry and kill them off quickly, which was a bit of a mistake. And I guess having all the skinks was useless against the box formation. Saurus would have done so much better there. In that case. Chameleon skinks did well against their bombers. They resisted the damage. They dealt it more so. They were without a doubt valuable, but the skinks just did not perform. Unfortunately. And we're dealing with high elves or dark elves. A lot of armor piercing. Now it's just a question. Well, let them make up. They need to make up their mind first, and there's a lot of woods here. I don't want to go too ridiculous on the monstrous creatures, ideally. I like the idea of Umbral Tide. They're anti-large. They would be good against the chariots. I just gotta be careful of the armor piercing potential. And what else can I throw in? As this is a pretty bare bones army right now. And I do want to cut down on some of the large creatures in case of their spears and all. In case they account for that. Although I don't know if I honestly trust having a bunch of skinks though. Unless they're just a single skirmisher kind of debilitate. Little heavy on the skinks. We have the air units for poisoning and bombing. I like the potential there. Salamanders are just going to roam around. I don't know what realistically I want them to go after, to be fair. But pterodons can be all-around support. They can poison anything that chases after Krokkar. They can harass anything large or anything that can reliably hit. Yeah, these guys ideally want to hit elite units or large, I think. Ideally. Although, I don't really have a lot. Well, they have silver shields on pretty much their infantry. I don't think I want to rely on units that are going to attack the front line. And I'm terrible about using these abilities, sadly. And I don't think it helps me, unless I notice their spells. That's the problem. And then I have a cohort squad to kind of just be in the middle and serve as a bit of a buffer. A little bit of fodder. Although I am honestly curious, this dang Hand of God, how come it seemed like that did no damage to the Lord I tried to attack with it at the beginning of that last match? I wasn't watching it, sadly. It's kind of tricky to do that. But let's see, they're gonna have a lot of armor piercing with the Sword Masters and the White Lions. That's gonna be pretty straightforward. Although I need to be very careful of my skinks. I don't think they're gonna do a whole lot against their Sword Masters or White Lions by themselves, which is a bit of a problem. They have the armor piercing to help deal with their armor, at least. But they're probably going to get wrecked at the same time if I'm not careful. And I don't know how to best deal with that. Yeah, I'm honestly curious how much am I going to be forced to go into the woods to do the fighting. That's what I'm honestly curious about. I could put most of my units over here, but I don't know where I could deploy, to be fair. I can get a good chunk of my army in the woods, which helps protect them from range, at least. It's just a very awkward formation, because I'm not going to be able to have everyone positioned properly. And where's my last red crest? There we are. This is going to be awkward for my monstrous creatures in immediate ready up. And you are considered large, you're not going to be very good in the woods. And we'll see what we can find in said woods. See where they are hiding. And they have stock. These guys are relatively well hidden. I just don't know what the heck to do with my Stegodon. Makes me wonder if I should just put my Skink Priest on a flying mount, if I'm serious. And what are these? Illyrian Reavers. They have a lot of archers, which we're going to have to figure out how to deal with. And I should be able to outrun this thing. No, actually I can't, surprisingly. Oh, actually I gotta remind myself poison being a thing. They're not armor piercing, so that should help a little bit there, but dang it, Cold One Rider's getting wrecked. Now Umbral Tide wrecked the prince somehow. Or no, it's not even a prince, it's just a dragon. What can we do here? They are very heavy on the melee front. And what kind of damage can I even do, I wonder? Okay, they have Tyrion. We got Salamander's focus on the dragon. And I'm waiting for my dang ion can, which is not going off yet. It's probably going to be too late once it does. And I think I hurt myself a lot more there than otherwise. Dragon's getting wrecked, that's good there. Although, I do need to fight the remainder of their stuff. Lots and Sea Guards are getting distracted, that's good, but who am I missing? Come on, I try aiming you, you cursed thing. Probably not very good shots, but what kind of good engagement am I in? I think we're okay here, because the spears are about to break. I have bombs to help with this. I don't know how effective those bombs were. Yep, Red Crest Skinks getting wrecked. And there's no more large creatures to deal with. I don't know what to actually focus on. Actually, just... let's just buff up our lord. Disrupt their attack and maybe force them to break in a moment. Sadly, these archers did not break. I was kind of hoping they would. Although Tyrion's about to be murdered himself. Okay, they actually did break finally. Ion Can might do a little bit of damage in this mess, but I need to spread out my units, because that Ion Can is probably still not very good. Alright, cold ones, skinks, get to work. Kill off the Phoenix Guard for me. I did not notice they were there, alas. But hopefully we can pull something off, because they are charging towards me. I just did not get a proper charge, it's the only downside there. Are they out of ammo? They are out of ammo. How are we going to deal with these guys? Don't know how exactly I could deal with the Phoenix Guard besides just make them be very inefficient. Especially after we just killed Tyrion. Get him out. Skink Priest lives, please. Maybe we could do some Wind Blast to kind of disrupt them, although I'm slowly starting to realize Wind Blast is probably better at disrupting their range units when I can get that off. Although let's buff these guys up because it looks like they might need it. We are not done yet. I am out of ammo, sadly. Which is going to make this pretty tricky to get value out of. Okay, you're completely shattered. Good. Kroq-Gar's still in good shape. Shoto Lattency guards the door. And now they're just turtling up, which we need to deal with somehow. Everyone rally, group yourselves up, especially once those Sea Guard are dealt with. You salamanders paid for yourself well, but you gotta keep moving. We're getting shot at. In the back, no less. Which I don't think you want to do. Can we just backdoor these guys? Because they're not really facing us. We countered their charge. Or they countered my charge, sadly. Come on, Kroq-Gar, get moving. With no range, I don't think I can do a whole lot. Unless I get a good surround on them. Come on, Kroq-Gar, how long is it going to take you for you to move? I did the explosion and everything so you could live. Live to flank again. Alright, get on in there. I haven't used my fire blast yet, which is a bit of a shame. But now they're all broken. Well, that was a lot more complicated than it probably needed to be there. Oh, a Death Mage. Interesting. Although we dealt with the dragon nicely. I'm happy for that. Salamanders paid out well. Good God, did they ever pay out. Red-crested skinks were a bit hit or miss, but those that did well kind of made up for the ones that didn't. And the cohorts just got demolished. Even the regular swords did work, but I am just doing badly with my Cold One Riders. Every single time. And I need to somehow work on that. Although probably part of the problem was the fact that they were Spear Riders and not regular Cold One Riders. If I were serious. Okay. We have Norska, so aggressive. And then what about the other one? What about the other one? And in this case, I do want to try and utilize some chariots. Although, is it really necessary? Well, they keep switching. Gonna be hard to come up with a verdict on what I should use. But if I'm dealing... Oh, now they switch over to dwarves. They can't make up their mind. It's getting a little annoying. And I can afford a dragon. You just don't want to show me a dragon, you cursed thing. For some reason. I don't know why it's being problematic, but... Okay, these cannons will complement their range, I guess, but... Instead of siege weaponry, I'm probably going to get some Sea Guard. Sea Guard are armored. Oh, now they switch to Empire. They can't make up their mind, apparently. And I'm assuming the other one's Bretonians, which probably means some Sea Guard, at least for the flank. I don't know. I don't think I want shields so much, but... We will see. Now I definitely want spears. I don't think I could probably stick with one swordmaster, but I don't think I need two of them. Unless I want the Phoenix Guard to kind of serve as all-purpose. No. I'll just get one more spearman there. I would like more regular archers as opposed to Sea Guard. This would be the case where I would like the Sisters of Avalon right now to have access to them for the possible cavalry. Maybe I just go Reaver Archers. No, that sounds like a terrible idea with me focusing more on range alongside my ally there. Just regular chariots would be good, or cavalry. And I'm just barely short of a second Dragon Prince squad. What can I cut out for that? Well, if we're playing defensive, Foe Seeker might not be needed. It might, famous last words, until they go all catapults and trebuchets. And that allows me 2 Dragon Princes for some heavy hitting potential. Then I have the dragon to help out as well. I think I want to keep that there because that's going to be useful, but what do I have money for next? Or I don't really need these extra abilities. It does slow them down, which could be useful. Alright, let's stop fooling around. Probably a terrible idea, but I had to spend my money on something. Let's see how this is. I don't want to commit too fully to the range. Ideally, I like the regular archers as is. They have good range as already, and I can be a little more flexible with them. I think having more than one bolt thrower could be an overextension due to how slowly they do damage.
Orders received.
I almost wonder if I have the Swordmaster Hof in the middle, as that probably would be a good idea, considering these guys would be better at defending my flank. I just don't know how my ally is going to position himself yet. But I like the potential here, if only slightly. And then Dragon Princes, I don't know where I'm going to put them. We can only hope they don't die. Embarrassingly.
Dragon Princess.
Although I could have one of these spearmen just in back early on. But at the same time, that's what the Lotson Sea Guard are for. They kind of serve that role already. So far, glad I'm just focusing on, was it 4 or 5 different factions? Was it High Elves, Lizardmen, Bretonnian, Empire? And if I can ever get the DLC to unlock the other units to Skaven. And then, with that said, I would like to try out Tomb Kings. I might dip into Dwarves a little bit once I have a proper understanding. So maybe I can make that interesting to watch, besides just turtling and bombarding people with cannons with the Dwarves. I honestly want to have my Dragon Princes over here. This seems like a bit of a blind spot. I feel like there's a bit of a gap here, but I'm good against any flank potential.
Prince of Oak One.
It remains to be seen.
Spearmen!
We will obey.
Archers!
Let's give this a try. I still want to put my bolt thrower over here. I just gotta make sure a sea guard are nearby to protect it.
Archers!
I think that's the best use for a sea guard at the moment.
Lawmaster of Hoenn.
And I don't know what to do with my Dragon Prince quite yet. Oh god. Yeah, another pre-made group, but I kind of already knew that was happening. And they're even more so, they're corner camping.
Had I be praised. Battle
What are we up
hall.
against? 2 Knights of the Realm, a lot of turtley units.
March.
I don't know how to best get in there. But let's get everyone moving, and
Orders understood.
if I understand correctly, the Great Cans are just going to try and focus down our lords, maybe. Although they're currently shooting at my Dragon Princes.
Quickly now.
And also the Pistoliers are getting shot at too.
At once. Loyal. March. We away. Move.
I can't even see the cannons is a bit of a problem. Unfortunately. But almost all the units over here.
Swiftly.
And hopefully that can just buy... If I can just get the Dragon Princess to buy time, that might be pretty good.
Forward.
I just don't like this formation because of how much damage a cannon shot can do right now.
To battle.
Alright, just wreck these things while they're moving. Okay, Goon Squad incoming.
Archers!
For our ancestors.
By your command!
We go.
Okay, we basically wrecked their spears. Hopefully it was a good worthwhile trade, though.
Full claw. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged!
Right away. Forward. Without question.
Did I do any worthwhile damage there? Probably not.
Understood!
Azurian guides us. Death to all. Forward.
But hopefully we can hit these knights.
Eagle claw.
How do we break through this? Well, really, only one way to really break through, and that's forcefully. I just gotta somehow work with my ally to actually hit one very precise spot to maybe break through. Especially since I'm not really much of an aggressive unit. I would love to flame breath these guys, but gotta be very mindful. Yeah, they have silver shields, a bit of a problem.
Defending order!
Spearmen. Restoring order. Eagle claw.
Bolt throwers still shooting their units.
For duty.
Dragon Princess needs to provide some support somehow.
At once.
This would be a great Dragon Breath if I could pull it off. I just gotta be fast. I hope this is not a bad shot.
For Old One. Prince of Oak One. March.
Okay, they just broke. That's a good sign.
Sir. For Alpha. Louis Sinner.
It will be done! Seal!
Now I gotta turn off these guys' skirmish mode because they are spearmen.
Acknowledged!
For duty.
I have Foe Seeker.
Without fail. Kill them. I agree.
It's not gonna mean much on its own, but
I'm waiting. Nothing lucky.
Archers! Can I be brave? Moving up!
Nope, get these guys in here.
Warrior!
Oh, god damn it.
Shield! It will be done. Orders received.
I think our lord just got wrecked there.
Prince of Oak One,
That's unfortunate.
ever vigilant. Moving out.
We can keep tagging them, there might be something there, but
Archers!
too late.
Move!
Prince of Oak One.
Archers!
Yes.
We advance!
And those are knights errant. They are not very good against me.
For duty. Moving out. Speak quickly.
I can only heal 2 units at the moment, although I could have probably healed more.
Loyal. Ever loyal.
It will be done.
Alright, can they block these defenders?
Understood.
We kind of broke it through the line, but hopefully they can actually get on the siege weapon without much control. Because yeah, these guys are going to block that charge. That's good there.
We will obey.
Can we get on the great cannons quickly?
Lawmaster of Poem.
Okay, they're broken.
The greater good.
Oh, they're attacking their large units. Luen is actually crippled right now, but do I continue to go after him or not?
Shield.
Is the honest question. Because he is regenerating his health at the same time, probably. Now, this is a halberds. What kind of halberds? Just regular halberds. Quite literally halberds.
Archers!
Oh, come on.
Sinner!
Attack if you can. I don't know how we're doing ultimately, but I do need to watch this lord. Or they're making their way over. Yep, they lost control of their units. I don't want to say we're doing well. This is just a bit of a mess in general. Yeah, they're just sniping down my units at the moment. If we could deny their great swords, that would be great. No pun intended. Or great cannons. And sadly, I did a terrible job watching my dragon princes, so I'm hoping they did well enough. And honestly, I want my prince to get back over here for another flame breath, if I'm serious. But great swords could deal with the halberds. Can we terrify these guys? Not quite.
Following orders. Without fail.
Luen's getting scared, but that doesn't mean much yet.
Archers!
My units are breaking, sadly.
Without fail!
Battle ready.
This would be a good opportunity for my dragon breath, though, but
Swordmaster
I need to
of Poem.
somehow rally my units. I am getting good healing here, at least. With the 3 units getting healed. Or 3 squads.
Orders understood.
Noble Prince. Assur.
Actually, let them commit to this. This might be a mistake, because these are probably more resilient than I believe.
Pull back.
I don't think that even did anything, honestly. Loremaster, you can heal some more.
Without fail.
And the Swordmasters are gonna wreck everything in a moment. If that can keep up. Nope, I messed up my charge, sadly. But they're breaking.
Onward!
I want to keep hitting Luan,
For Oakland!
because did his regeneration break? Did he actually rout at some point? I don't believe he did. Oh, that was increased my charge attack. For some reason I thought that was Foe Seeker, the first ability I hit. Now, these guys are still going. Although, probably not for much longer with Boris now in the thick of it. And the cans are shooting my lord at the moment. I think it's time to go after Leon, since I can't risk getting shot at by the cannons a whole bunch.
Command me! Swordmaster of Hood! Lacoy! To the fray!
Oh, they're unbreakable, so spears should be able to deal with them.
Death to all!
Yeah, no,
Of Oak One!
I'm just getting hit by a can. I'm about to break because of that cursed thing.
Son of Oak One! For order!
Pull back! As you say.
Loven Seaguard! Sinner! Assur Prince! Prince of Oak One!
And that's going to break them immediately, and that should protect my lord from him in a moment. Once the spearmen are in the proper position.
Boyd!
Nope, he got scared.
Spearman! Understood!
Prince of Oak One!
We're not out of the woods yet, though. I have no idea what to make of this crap.
Swordmaster of Hood!
Pull back! Move!
And you could still do work
As you say!
against the swordmasters, but
Swordmaster of Hood!
We advance!
Halt!
okay, they left their cannon.
We go! It will be done!
Nope, they're gonna get charged, sadly.
Ancestors! Halt!
Okay, brace. Hopefully brace well enough, because Boris is still wrecking us, sadly.
We away!
And my prince just got routed, dang it, and killed even.
Spearmen! Acknowledged!
This could have been a win if my ally didn't get rushed down by the goon squad, sadly. It's looking really close to have been a win if they had their leadership.
Spearmen!
But now we have no mobility to really do anything about the remaining units.
Orders understood!
Especially with their own lord still at full health. And Leon is still regenerating health through all of this too. Ah, my.
Spearmen!
I like to think that wasn't too terrible for me there. I like to think. But a loss is still a loss, alas.
We go!
Let's see, yeah, I have them just routed. These guys,
Spearmen!
sadly, are not going to really be able to have their choice of fighting who I want them to fight. They're just dealing with the men-at-arms. Which isn't going to do me much favors.
Draw!
And I don't know, I'm hoping that actually protected them with the charge defense. It is definitely an awkward angle. Now these guys over here, I don't know how long, they're fully replenished, so they've probably been standing there for a while.
Assur! With
That's probably what you meant by Spear Squad not being visible, but it was looking promising. I think the big decider of that match was my ally just getting jumped by that goon squad. They did not see it happening, and then as a result he immediately died. Since this looks incredibly close, they only had 246 troops. Oh my. I think that was what the deciding factor was there. Since that extra little bit of leadership would have helped them break through the front line, because my Swordmaster alone basically single-handedly got to 3 or 4 different units to get to the cannons. They just sadly had no support, because my spearmen were crippled, And my Swordmaster was out of mana. Out of magic, kind of, to keep healing him. But the Swordmasters basically wrecked everything. They just weren't very cost efficient. Boars did a lot of damage. Cannons, of course, did their thing, and they sniped down my dragon, which was unfortunate, since I had plenty of health until the cannons turned their ire on me. That could have been another thing, because I can't honestly see those friggin' cannons from this angle to know that they're shooting at me. Since again, I had really good health up until near the end where all three of them decided to focus fire me. And that was really sucky. Never mind, again, they were a pre-made group, which handicapped us in that way too. And it was still really damn close. Oh, interesting. Immediate Dark Elves. I wonder if that means they only have Total Warhammer 2. We'll see. It's hard to say if they're going to stick with the Dark Elves, though. Now, big problem is a lot of armor piercing. How to deal with that? I'm honestly wondering if I even want to stick it on here, as fun as the Ion Cannon has been. And I've been doing terribly with my cavalry as of late. And I would like to fix that. Somehow. Although they do have decent armor. Red Crested Skinks will be good, but how many do I bring? Since I do have to worry about some monstrous creatures too. Which is kind of what Kroq-Gar sort of is for. That and my Umbral Tide. I don't think I need Temple Guard for that reason. I'm going to assume they're sticking with the Dark Elves for the moment. Let's just hope that's not a mistake. I would like some Pterodons. The bombs could be fun. I don't think I need the armor sundering. And the poison would just be great at hindering units. I just need more mobility. Let me just downgrade them, get 2 regular Cold One Riders, and they're relatively affordable, but... Can I get away with a second Pterodon squad? I don't want to go too heavy on the source because of the likeliness of too much armor piercing. I can go with 2 Pterodons, and that leaves me 600 gold, which we can correct for what? What can I throw in? Chameleon Skinks, maybe. Maybe? I already got enough poison mobility. I guess I get 1 more Red Crested Skink. That seems like overcommitments. Savage Bastildon, where are you? There we go. Got it the last second. I just gotta be mindful of that rampage, but with both the Priest and Kroq-Gar able to control that, especially if I can proactively do that, the buff lasts like about 40-30 seconds. Maybe then I can have it not break, period, if I'm so lucky. That's the one thing I would love to do, is kind of counteracting the rampage, is just do it proactively in a situation I know they're gonna get hit hard enough for a while. I lost my train of thought, dang it. I want to actually proactively use Cold-Blooded when I know they're gonna get focus fired down or take a lot of damage that might prompt it. I don't know what happens if they're still getting shot at when it fades, though. Yeah, it's a good chariot unit at the very least, and it has good armor, but we're playing against, well, unless they change, we are playing Dark Elves, and that's a lot of armor piercing. I fear that it's not going to be as effective as I envision it because of that. Yeah, the Feral Bastildon could be a fun little chariot. It just can't go into the thick of it. Not without buffs at least, which I do have the Skink Priest to help a little bit. I just gotta figure out which ones, how much armor piercing they actually have, though. You go over there, horn ones, watch the right flank. We do have some Source Warriors, but not enough that armor piercing is gonna really hurt me. Hopefully they could do some noteworthy damage. And if I'm honest, too many red crested skinks that I'm not... Enough crested skinks that I'm kind of not comfortable with, due to how quickly they could die. Which is why the Source Drawing Fire is probably ideal. If not the Bastildon, but I don't think the Bastildon could just straight up run in there. And Umbral Tide are to help deal with any large creatures. They have Stalk. They should be a nightmare if anything goes after Krokgar, or even my Pterodons. And Pterodons, simply put, just go after anything that's trying to go after my Lord or Priest, ideally. It poisons them, gives me the mobility advantage, and then I can just run away or hunt them down. That is the dream anyway. Now, this is going to be... Where do I put Krokgar? Well, I'm very light on the left flank. We'll put him over there for now. And then Umbral Tide, if I have enough foresight, I just move them to where the biggest threats are. That might... Or at least more mobile units. That ideally are large. And I'm a little uncertain about the red-crested skinks, but... They could do work if they can get in there relatively intact. Which hopefully, the Bastildon and Source Warriors can draw a lot of that fire. Hopefully. Yeah, it definitely has the armor, but... They could have a lot of armor piercing is a bit of the problem. Especially if it goes berserk, but... If I pay attention to that... I could easily cold-blood it and get control of it that way. I probably shouldn't have started up so quickly. Now I feel like I'm those other players. Although, I don't think it was that quick. Yep, they poison, they debilitate. They're going to be good at least keeping the Source Warriors alive. Black Ark Corsairs, they are not armor piercing. I know what I'm doing with my Bastildon, if I can get it in there. And 4 Halberds, a bit of a problem. But just go after Dark Riders. I don't know what to make of this army. There could be a lot of stalking units I'm not privy to. It feels like they should have more. I just don't know if that's actually true. Yeah, poison will debilitate their runners. This is going to be a good shot here, because it doesn't look like a very experienced opponent. Jeez, I just took a third of my health there. In an instant almost. Just buff up and get the Bastildon in there. It just got the armor. They are all grouped up. Although my box selecting is terrible because of the fact that I keep trying to select the icons and not the actual unit. And that's the Bastildon, is it? Yeah. I got control of it, but... Jeez, there's the armor-piercing action, isn't it? I thought they didn't have armor-piercing, but this Bastildon is getting wrecked. And they have the actual Lord himself. I hope the Bastildon... Yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't know the price of them, but good God that Bastildon died quickly. I want to believe it still did its job, but good God. I looked at their units. I didn't see armor piercing, or at least an icon. It had to have been the Blackguard that did all that damage, right? I'm just trying to figure out what did all that damage. I'm basically looking for something that did 400 points. And the only one I see is maybe this one Corsair. Yeah, they are halberds. That doesn't surprise me. I'm just surprised that all four of them could even hit the Bastildon. Especially with my... Well, I would have to look at the replay or the stream, the VOD, to really judge, but... I figured my Source Warriors and all that would have been able to keep it from being completely surrounded, but then again, it'd probably chariot right through everything, to be fair. Makes it a little bit tricky to protect it when it literally has so much mass that it runs through anything in front of it. I would have to pay attention again. It's hard for me to really notice what my Skinks and Source Warriors were doing, or if it timed out properly. It did take all the damage. It probably took too much damage with that said, even with the armor buff I gave it. Otherwise, let's try 2 or 3 more matches, depending how they go. I think I'm done with Empire for a while, because those haven't been very pleasant matches, but at the same time, I was trying to figure out Balthasar to expand my knowledge of the different lores of magic. And it did not go very well. The random drawing, I'm trying to remember because I got so many things running in my head at once. Especially with this match who... I honestly can't remember if this is the same person or not. I definitely... Well, without a doubt, I like the Solid Snake and Natsu combination. Just because of the silly box, maybe. But I think my favorite was the Brawly Dante one. Just because I'm a fan of Dragon Ball. More because of the Brawly, because I didn't play Devil May Cry. Now, do we actually go with the same kind of composition? I think this may have been the same person. And the same philosophy kicks in, but what kind of map? Oh god. I don't even... Do I even want Source on this map? Because that river is going to slow me down, whereas the Skinks at least are aquatic. It doesn't show it very... Yeah, it doesn't honestly show it, sadly, but it can run through it relatively safely. That would be interesting, although I don't know how well I would be as a co-host. I don't claim to know lore very well. And come to think of it, I didn't even use my bombs for the Pterodons. That would have been a perfect opportunity with them stacking up on the Feral Stegodon or Bastildon. I almost don't want any cavalry in here, if I'm honest, but just because it's going to be so difficult to flank. Chariots seem like they might be more useful or flyers. But we'll do this again. I want the Umbral Tide. And I have the Ancient Stegodon with the Ion Cannon at least, but that just means you're likely to die just as quickly if I'm not careful. What can I squeeze in here? Another feral Bastildon. It worked well before, didn't it? It would be fun just to get a Dread Saurian in there, but that's a terrible idea against Dark Elves. We saw how quickly those halberds just wrecked my feral Bastildon. I would think it's safe to say more of the same would happen, but I don't believe cavalry are going to work very well on this map. I need units that can hopefully just run right through the middle, or at least fly, which I am limited in my flyers. And I don't think I want... I could get the Sentinels. They're the same kind of unit, but better bombs. It still leaves me with 500 gold. What the heck do I do with that? I like the idea of just 2 Pterodons. I just like going more skink heavy because that water and slope's gonna really hinder my source. I just don't want to go all crested skinks because I need something to kind of take the hits for them. I could quite literally just... Yeah, probably could just get another Bastildon. And then that way the Stegodon can rampage through a little bit if I'm lucky. Yeah, the cohort could be useful. The only problem is they can't really fight. They're like the worst fodder kind of cheap unit, I believe. A lot of that is because, of course, their aquatic trait and their mobility is kind of what hinders them in that sense, but... Yeah, and I don't want the cohort because that means I want to use their spears before they go into melee. I'm just trying to think if I cut out one of these guys, what could I afford with 800? And I don't think croc scores are a good idea because I'm already committed heavily in large creatures. I guess we're okay here. What do I level up though with that said? I guess that's as good as it's gonna be. I like this better than the dang cavalry just because it seems like it takes so long for the cavalry to get in position, especially if they have long-range weaponry on me. Unless they're Vanguard, that would kind of be the exception. Because going through the middle is going to slow down my source, leave them vulnerable. And as you can see, I can't really just go straight at them in the flank. I would have to take the long way around. Especially on the right here, which has that dang hill. At least with the skinks I'm a little more comfortable with. Although, this is where the skinks would be useful because the swords are going to be lagging behind quite a bit. It could be interesting, I just don't know how I could properly contribute to such a stream. And for those watching the VOD or anyone else watching, Gladiator did like a stream where him and Black Templar basically did... They randomly rolled 2 different characters and then did a mashup of them, where Gladiator drawed and Black Templar basically gave background history on those characters who may not have knew about them. I don't think I saw the first one, but the second drawing was what? Chun-Li and Zelda, I believe. You mashed them up together. There were Salt Snake and Natsu Dragneel from Fairy Tail. And dang it, I got so much running through my mind I can't remember what the other one, the last one was. Oh, Sonic and Cammy from Street Fighter. Just mashing them together in some ridiculous notion. While Black Templar gave background history and onto the character, essentially. This is a terrible formation because of the narrow arc. Well, the big question is how I could properly contribute to such a stream. That's the only thing I'm not sure about. In the heat of the moment where I'm trying to also deploy my army in a way that they're not going to get killed in a horrible fashion. A little tricky to think on this matter, but I definitely would consider it, without a doubt. Now, are we all set? I think we're all set. It's just, it was nice knowing you, Bastildon. You're probably gonna die. It will be a glorious death, though. I'm just again gonna be waiting on the dang source. I kind of want the Red Crested Skinks go in front because they're just going to get slowed down by the Source Warriors. I'm just overthinking at this point now. It's a bit problematic. I'm just trying to envision how this goes. And honestly, I don't know if the Salamanders are aquatic as well or not. I don't see the trait. I thought they were aquatic. I'm just not seeing it, sadly. Is there a way I could find out quickly? Yeah, there's the shallow water. Oh, they're large creatures. Who am I kidding? Ooh, they even get buffed in there. Okay. So they are aquatic. I was just wondering if there was an easy way to check that. Alright, I think we gave our opponent maybe enough time. I'm hoping. We'll see what we can do here. What I'm expecting to happen is the Skinks, of course, are going to outrun the Saurus. The Saurus are going to be like maybe a minute behind getting in. And this is the exact same person as before, but I could have a little bit of fun here. I have an ion cannon to throw at them. It's just a question on what do I engage? Probably this dragon. What's its speed? 90, so the poison will slow it down. I just don't have the best support, and I say that and I have Umbral Tide. Yeah, just wreck this dragon, although, could you at least confirm the move order, please? This is gonna suck for them. They probably see it coming because it is kind of obvious, but let's enjoy it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, sadly, nothing really exciting to talk about here, I'm afraid. Yeah. I hate to... moves like that are probably what's going to force my opponent to just quit multiplayer, and I don't want to do that. Sadly. But there's not much I could do about it. Outside of just handicapping myself like I did plenty of times before. Which, I guess I won't use Ion King anymore, but I don't think I can do anything about... I don't think I can actually chase this down with the salamanders. Let's just back up. Get these guys back to safety really quickly. Alright, but still don't get to safety. Oh, you guys are not running, are you? Not that it really matters, you're not in danger at the moment. And they single-handedly deal with the dragon. I don't even need to worry about them. Come on, Bastildon. I told you to move. Why you no do this? Do I have to save your sorry ass because they're making it easy for me? I should have overcasted that, honestly, for the armor piercing potential. Although, I need to get a good arc around these guys. I do have a little bit of breathing room with them retreating. Up, they are reaching my pterodons. Let's get you guys out of there quickly before you die. There's a reason why we're poisoning the dragon. And Krokgar's not even contributing just yet. That's how well it's going. And what's the armor on these guys? 80? I overcast. Although, it's going to be a while before I get in range, I think. But if they're going to stand there, it's going to be worth it. Yeah, how's the dragon coming along? Alright, he is gone. He is dealt with. .200 health. Can they They basically used up all their ammo, essentially. Which, considering it's a friggin' dragon, that's good value. Yeah. They're all facing away, I could tell because of these 4 guys in the back. So a charge is in order here. And these guys are also facing the wrong way. Yep. I think my opponent just walked away from the keyboard, is what I think happened here. I apologize. I am the reason why people don't want to play multiplayer. You can place all the blame on me right now. It's not something I want to do. But considering the circumstance, it's my fault. Alright. Let's have some fun with the bombing. Before we forget. Come on guys, get up here. Alright, bombs away! Not very effective due to the angle, but good enough. Oh my. Yeah, there may have been only one way for him to learn not to group up like that, but it sadly doesn't teach me anything either, alas. Especially of how demolished I was with the Empire matches earlier. But safe to say we know where all this damage came from, didn't we? I think that's pretty obvious. It's fun when the ion cannon works, but it is kind of obvious unless you're overwhelming your opponent. And even then, I had some good luck with the ion cannon every now and then. Ooh, 2v2. Which means Ripper and Hypno are grouped up together. Beastmen, I haven't played any Beastmen, I believe. Maybe 2 or 3 Norska, but that's pretty much it. Maybe I played 1 Beastman, but that was like a one-side bout that I completely forgot about it, to be fair. High Elves. And normally the theme of this is lots of ranged artillery. I'm really tempted to go Bretonnians, but I'll save that for next stream maybe, and instead get something a little more aggressive. Beastmen are probably not my thing. I honestly would probably enjoy Norska more. No, Wood Elves and High Elves. This will be interesting. Now I really want to try Bretonnians to kind of rush down to Wood Elves. For I don't think I'm going to do very well against the Wood Elves otherwise. especially with the amount of spears they have, but let's commit to this. This forces me to build properly against two armies that could be strong against my monstrous creatures in heavy armor. I probably want at least one solar engine to kind of provide a little bit of long-range fire. Oh. Interesting. We're going very aggressive in this case. I kind of want to just go all monstrous creatures to just... for the hilarity that this could bring. It's too many large creatures though, it's probably a mistake. Which is why I'm gonna fill out the roster with skinks. I just don't know if skink... Well, if I'm good about using the cohorts, they could be good. We got a Carnosaur, we have the Stegodon, what else can we throw in there? No, I can't throw in any more rare entities. Well, screw you, game, for not letting me have fun. Ah, my. We can get more Cold One Riders, that's a good compromise. And I do need armor piercing. I could downgrade the Cold One Riders. And this will allow me a couple of red-crested skinks. I could even upgrade these guys to spears, but I like something to help deal with infantry a little bit. As I kind of already am... Well, actually, I got the armor piercing. What do I actually have for anti-large? Not really a lot. It helps fill out my cache a bit. I just gotta remember to use these friggin' abilities, which is tricky, as they rely on my opponent actually casting their spells and then activating this afterwards. And not when they're maxed out on their Winds of Magic. "10 seconds, what do I do? Let's upgrade to the Stildon. There we go. Three monstrous creatures, all of which are terrifying in their own right. Yep, now they're just being trolls. Oh well, it's them wasting their time. And considering both of them did it, we already know they're a pre-made group. Although, with the experience I've been seeing with the team game so far, that's kind of apparent. Just because you need a pre-made group to even have a team game to be possible for the quick match. I don't have a lot of mobility is a bit of a problem still. Even if it sounds fun, it's still a stupid idea going so much in large creatures and monstrous creatures. Probably going to fail spectacularly just because the High Elves have almost exclusively spear and anti-large for their main frontline unit, and I don't know enough about Wood Elves to know what they're weak against. Probably mobility due to their glass cannon nature though. Hello there, Jesse. We're all good here. We're about to do a 2v2 and I think this might be my last match for a day here. Ooh. Enjoy that rainbow, why don't you, in the meantime? I don't know how close we can get to it. Are you going to rob us of it? Ah, we can't get to the rainbow. I guess we're going to have to look at it from afar. Look, there's even another one. Oh, it's a shield, isn't it? It's not a rainbow, it's just a friggin' shield. Boring elves. It looked magical, and that's because it is magical. Alright. I know what to do here. Let's hope this hurts them more than it hurts us, with them trying to rush forward. Oh, you gotta remember wood elves, but not much I could do about that. Okay, so they didn't bother deploying the woods like actual wood elves would do. I'm fine with that. Now the question is, do I even need to do anything yet? I think I could just wait here a moment. Although my opponent's not really well equipped for it either, but let's watch the range silhouette. Alright, we're getting shot at here. But I can dodge that really well. I just want my Bastildon to get some free shots in. If that's possible. Nope, not quite. There, this will force a reaction out of him. I don't know how effective it actually is going to be, since it's not really very damaging, is it now? It's just free damage. Like, well, it was free damage and then I started missing. And let me guess. They're armor-piercing shots, are they? Alright, let's see what happens here. I do have the armor buff though, but so long as they're running towards me, I might be okay. I have the max possible armor, but Bastildon is doing his thing that way. Now, we are poisoned, which doesn't really do me much good. Bastildon's getting shot at. Let's try and get everyone in here now. It's probably not a good composition with me hesitating like I am. I decided to turn on the physical resistance, but they are broken. Ion cannon. This is a good time for you right now. We'll see if they know what hit them. It didn't do nearly the amount of damage it could have, alas. Alright, so that disrupted them. The Lord took a little bit of damage. But Bastildon, you can jump in there and help with them. I'm dying to halberds, that's not a good exchange. Now just get behind the hill and get to safety quickly. Can we break these guys? Probably not. It's not looking likely. Okay, as soon as I say that, they break finally. Although, I don't think this is going well for me regardless, because cold ones are getting demolished. They just got wrecked there. I thought I was helping by flanking, but my ally's not doing anything at the moment. This would be a good hit on the Sea Guard, but I need to be fast about it. It's a little bit late, sadly, but it was good damage still. Who's their wizard? Oh, they have a life mage. That's the source. No, that's the cold ones being uncooperative. And I'm just falling apart here, sadly. Which goes to show why I shouldn't have committed to such large creatures. It's the only thing I could think of as far as being aggressive, though. Unless I'd gone with a lot of flyers, that could have been an option. Oh, and I do have weapons. I didn't... It doesn't mean a whole lot, though, sadly. But... can we get some good shots in somehow? Ion can would be nice here. Yeah, they're moving. Too late. Missed opportunity there. They just had to move at a convenient time. Just because they had... I think they had nothing to actually shoot at. And now, Steganon's about to die. And I didn't even get to cast my ability to deny them their spell casting. Alright, they're winning against the Wood Elves at least. Now I just gotta keep my youths alive for maybe help with that. And sadly my opportunity to hit them is gone. But they're almost out of ammo. I think the Dragon Princes are still pretty good. Now I just gotta help deal with this rabble. Oh, the Sisters of Twilight, and they have an ability to heal themselves. Respectable damage, but not a whole lot, apparently. Alright, let's group up there somehow. Yep, you missed. I hate to break it to your freaking little dragon. Only thing I got going for me is that they can actually outrun the elves. Maybe not those stags, but they're almost dead anyway. Oh, they all broke immediately there from the charge. So they are out of the fight. And sadly there's not much I could do about the dragons. I'm taking a little bit of hit. Now what can the solar engine actually shoot at? What's it effective against? Just explosive damage. It actually wants to shoot the infantry. Sort of. There, that was a good hit. He missed his calling, but he's still about to pay for himself regardless. And how much reserve? It's going to be a while till I max out my reserve. In the meantime, they're just going to go after my Stegodon. I have armor. Hopefully it's worth damn in this situation. Will I burn out the rest of their armor or ammo? Now I have one more blast of a good spell that could be effective. Jeez, that hit like hell. Okay, dodge that breath. I don't even know what that breath's supposed to achieve, honestly, but... just run away there. Just distract them. And keep an eye on their movement. They scared off my priest, didn't they? And were they facing the right way? It was hard to tell due to their box formation. If we can get him back up for one more spell. If it's actually possible. I just need to actually be faster with that. I'm aiming for stuff that are too far away. I don't know who to cast it on just yet. I think I just keep him alive for an armor buff on their lord. On Olariel, maybe? Well... this might be the moment, if we could debilitate their prince. It came at just the right time, but I think they're gonna run. They're getting away, sadly. That was not a good enough debuff. Okay, they're broken. Let's actually let's make sure these guys don't rally. That would be a good use for these skinks. Actually, go after the stag if you can do it. They are close to death. Their terror would scare them off immensely. Yep, it's cold blood and everything didn't do anything, sadly. I just died immediately. No, my skinks. They were supposed to scare off a bunch of dang units. And we're probably going to lose because they have two lords still flying around at good health. And then they're just going to charge and just keep charging up and down. Is probably what's going to happen here. Especially with no ammo. Aw, my skinks just had to vanish on me. I'm not a fan of that. The moment they get close to someone, they just rout. Oh, they actually do have ammo left, which doesn't mean a whole lot. And how often can the Sisters of Twilight heal themselves? Disabled if hit points is greater than 20%. Yeah, alright, so they could just fly away and heal themselves. I don't think we're gonna have much luck killing them with that said, unless we have some way to pin them. Moment of truth there. Alariel is running, but I don't think they could stop the... Yeah, that dragon just flew immediately, interestingly. Although Alariel can keep casting spells with her cooldowns, at least. Just gotta be careful of those charges. Once they're surrounded, they shouldn't be able to fly away. Oh, and their charges aren't very effective there at the moment. Hopefully they can take advantage of it. Because right now they're just giving away free attacks. Yeah, they're broken. They don't need to be chased. They're now shattered. All that's left are the dragons, I think. And those Eternal Guard. Yeah, I think once they're off the map, all that's left are the dragons and whatever might be hiding in some woods. Maybe them too, if they rout. But I think my ally needs to ignore the ones that are shattered. Ideally. They have enough health and they have enough troops, but I don't think it's going to matter in 3 minutes' time. Because until all these units are gone, they are free to just fly up in the air. Okay, nice heal there. Now if you can hit them, it keeps them from flying away. Especially with your dragons or dragon princes. If you could keep hitting them and she'll never get back up. I don't know how you're going to do it though. 90 versus 78. They're routed, but they can still fly away. They should in theory be able to fly away. I don't know how Alariel's able to keep chasing them. It might be because they're not flying at the moment. Maybe that's actually their flight speed that we're seeing. But either way, they just got buffed there by something. I don't know what exactly. But so long as they're getting hit, they're not going to get up. Oh, they actually healed themselves. Did Conjoined Destiny actually just heal them? I thought they were... it was like a channel effect or something. Either way, we have 1 minute 30 seconds, and these... Yeah, I don't think these guys are going to get off the map fast enough to force the other dragon to even land. It's going to end up as a draw, probably. Even though we do have the troop numbers to kind of win this. How long until these guys are going to take forever to get off the map? Because they're going up a hill. Oh, and they still have this life wizard just hiding. They're kind of cheesing the mechanic a tiny bit. I wonder if it's that mage that's literally the reason why they they're not getting debilitated? Or are these routed units still allowing the prince to stay up in the air, or Imric rather? Nope, keep hitting him and he can't fly away. Nope, too late, dang it. This is gonna be a draw, alas. We started off with a draw, and it's gonna end with a draw. Still, I don't know how I feel about these matches since they seem like it was not a good performance by me. And of course, this one army was a bit of a joke anyway. A joke army. I kind of knew it was a bad idea just because the High Elves and their anti-large potential. I just wish I had something really mobile to kind of rush them down. Ah, well. It was still a failure on my part regardless. Solar Engine actually paid for itself though, still. That I'm a little bit surprised about, considering I shot at a dragon and did very little damage with it. Ah, well. I will try to do a little bit more streaming of this tomorrow maybe, if not Tuesday, which I doubt I'll be able to, due to Stellaris being a thing for Tuesday night. Either way, thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you next time.